Hello, and welcome back to TalkTune English. Hi, everyone. We're really happy to have you here with us today.
Yes, welcome back. And if this is your first time watching, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. It really helps our channel grow.
I'm Emma.
And I'm Jack. We're here to help you practice real, everyday English, the kind people actually use.
Exactly. Today's topic is something very close to all of us, daily life. Not big dramatic events, just normal days, normal problems, and normal conversations.
Because that's real life, and that's how we really use English.
So, Jack, let's start simple. How was your morning today?
How was my morning? I would say normal, but with a few small challenges.
That already sounds interesting. What kind of challenges?
Well, first of all, I woke up late.
Oh no, how late?
Only 10 minutes late, but for me, that's a problem. I like slow mornings.
You like to take your time.
Exactly. I like to wake up, make coffee, sit quietly, and think about nothing.
Thinking about nothing is very important.
It is, but today I woke up, looked at the clock, and thought, okay, Jack, move fast.
That's already stressful.
Yes, then I went to the kitchen to make coffee, and we had no coffee.
No coffee? That is a serious problem.
Very serious. I just stood there, looking at the empty coffee jar.
What did you do?
I had tea instead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Tea is fine, but when your brain wants coffee, tea feels like a lie.
That's true. So your morning challenge was no coffee and no time.
Yes, but I handled it.
You handled it well.
I think so. What about you, Emma? How was your morning?
My morning was busy. Not bad, just busy.
Busy how?
I woke up early, which was good, but then everything happened at the same time.
Ah, one of those mornings.
Yes, I was answering emails, making breakfast, and trying to find my keys all at once.
Let me guess. You couldn't find your keys?
Of course not. I looked on the table, the sofa, my bag. Nothing.
Where were they?
In the fridge.
The fridge?
Yes, I put them there when I took out the milk.
That's impressive.
I call it early morning creativity.
Or lack of focus.
Exactly. That's one of my daily challenges, doing too many things at the same time.
Multitasking.
Yes, and I'm not very good at it.
Honestly, I don't think anyone is.
I agree. When I try to do everything at once, I end up doing everything badly.
That's a great sentence for our viewers to remember.
Thank you. So, what's your biggest challenge in the morning, Jack?
My biggest challenge is getting started.
Starting the day?
Yes, once I start, I'm fine, but that first step, getting out of bed, is very hard.
I understand that feeling.
My bed is warm, my phone is next to me, the world outside is cold and full of responsibilities.
The struggle is real.
Very real. What helps you start your day?
I have a simple rule. I don't look at my phone for the first 15 minutes.
That's brave.
It's hard, but it helps. I sit up, stretch a little, and think about one thing I want to do today.
Just one thing?
Yes, not 5, not 10, just one important thing.
That sounds realistic.
It is. If I think about everything, I feel stressed. If I think about one thing, I feel calm.
That's a good strategy.
Thank you. Do you plan your day in the morning?
Not really. I usually plan it the night before.
Oh, interesting. How do you do that?
I write a short list, 3 things only.
Only 3?
Yes, if I finish them, the day feels successful.
I like that idea.
For example, today my list was record this episode, answer emails, and go for a short walk.
That's a nice balance.
I think so. If I put too many things on the list, I feel like a failure.
That's an important point. Lists should help us, not punish us.
Exactly. So for our viewers, here's a small question.
Do you like mornings?
Or do you hate them?
And what is one small challenge you face every morning?
Finding motivation, finding time, finding your keys.
Or finding coffee?
Yes, especially coffee.
In the next part, we'll talk more about work, time pressure, and stress during the day.
And how we try to handle those challenges without losing our minds.
So stay with us.
We'll be right back.
So, in the first part, we talked about mornings and getting started.
Yes, slow starts, missing coffee, and keys in the fridge.
Exactly. Now let's move into the middle of the day, work time.
Ah, yes, the part of the day where challenges really begin.
For many people, work is the biggest source of daily stress.
True. Even if you like your job, work still comes with pressure.
Deadlines, emails, meetings, people.
So many people.
Let me ask you first, Jack. What is your biggest work challenge right now?
I would say time pressure.
Feeling like there's never enough time?
Exactly. I start the day thinking, okay, I have 8 hours, that's plenty. Then suddenly it's 4:30 p.m. and I haven't finished half my tasks.
That feeling is very common.
I think my problem is that I underestimate how long things take.
Yes, a task that feels like 30 minutes often becomes 2 hours.
Especially when emails are involved.
Emails are dangerous.
Very dangerous. You open one email, then you answer it, then you read another one, and suddenly 40 minutes are gone.
Do you check your email all the time?
I used to. Now I try to check it at specific times.
That's smart.
I check email in the morning, after lunch, and before I finish work.
And not every 5 minutes?
Not anymore. It helps me focus.
Focus is such an important word at work.
Yes, but it's hard to focus when people interrupt you.
Ah, interruptions. That's one of my biggest challenges.
Really?
Yes, I can be very focused, working quietly, and then someone says, "Emma, do you have a minute?"
And it's never 1 minute.
Never. It's always 10 or 15.
How do you handle that?
I'm learning to set boundaries.
Boundaries.
Yes, sometimes I say, "Can we talk in 30 minutes? I'm finishing something."
That can feel uncomfortable.
It does at first, but I realized something important.
What's that?
If I don't protect my time, no one else will.
That's a powerful sentence.
Thank you. It took me a long time to learn that.
I think many people struggle with that, especially in English.
Yes, saying no politely in English is a challenge.
Do you have an example?
Sure, instead of saying, "No, I can't," you can say, "I'd love to help, but I'm working on a deadline right now."
That sounds kind and professional.
Exactly. It's not about being rude, it's about being clear.
Communication is a huge work challenge.
It really is. Misunderstandings happen all the time.
Especially in emails.
Yes, written communication can be tricky.
You can't hear tone in an email.
Right. A short message can sound angry, even if it's not.
Have you ever received an email and thought, wow, they sound upset, and later realized they weren't?
Many times. That's why I try to read emails slowly and calmly.
That's good advice.
Another challenge at work is meetings.
Ah, yes, meetings.
Some meetings are useful,
Some are not.
and some are just too long.
Especially meetings after lunch.
Yes, the room is warm, the lights are low, and someone is talking about numbers.
That's dangerous.
Very dangerous.
My challenge in meetings is staying focused.
What helps you?
I take notes even if I don't need them.
Just to stay active?
Exactly. If my hand is moving, my brain stays awake.
I do the same. Sometimes I also write questions.
That's smart.
If I have a question, I feel more engaged.
Another work challenge for me is asking for help.
Why is that hard?
Because I want to look capable.
I understand that.
Sometimes I struggle alone for too long.
That's very common.
I'm learning that asking for help is not a weakness.
It's actually a strength,
Yes, it saves time and reduces stress.
and it helps build better teamwork.
Exactly.
So, if you're learning English and working in English, remember this: you don't need perfect English to ask for help.
You can say something simple like, "Could you show me how to do this?"
Or, I'm not sure I understand. Could you explain again?
Clear and simple is best.
Before we move on, let's ask our viewers something.
Good idea.
What is your biggest work challenge?
Time, communication, meetings, or stress.
And what is one small thing that helps you handle it?
In the next part, we'll talk about life after work.
Home, relationships, money, health, and personal time.
The challenges don't stop when work ends.
But the solutions change.
Stay with us.
So that's how our day usually goes, from morning right into work.
Yes, we talked about mornings, work, and stress during the day. Now let's talk about what happens after work.
Because for many people, that's when another set of challenges begins.
Exactly. People think, work is over. Now I can relax. But life doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't. There's cooking, cleaning, relationships, health, money.
And sometimes just feeling tired.
Let's start with home life. What's your biggest challenge at home, Jack?
Honestly, finding energy.
After work?
Yes, my brain is tired, my body is tired, but things still need to be done.
Like cooking dinner.
Exactly. I stand in the kitchen and think, I ate lunch 5 hours ago. Why do I need food again?
That's a very real thought.
My challenge is choosing between convenience and health.
Ordering food versus cooking?
Yes, ordering food is easy. Cooking is healthier, but it takes effort.
How do you handle that?
I try to keep it simple. I don't cook big meals on weekdays.
That's smart.
Simple food, simple rules. If cooking feels too hard, I choose something easy but still healthy.
That's a great example of a realistic solution.
What about you? What's your home life challenge?
Mine is mental separation.
What do you mean?
Leaving work at work. Even when I'm home, my mind is still thinking about emails and tasks.
That's very common.
I had to create a small routine to help with that.
What kind of routine?
When I get home, I change clothes and wash my hands. It sounds small, but it signals my brain work is over.
I like that. A physical action for a mental change.
Exactly.
Another big life challenge is relationships.
Yes, family, partners, friends, all important, but sometimes difficult.
My challenge is communication when I'm tired.
That's when misunderstandings happen.
Yes, I might sound short or quiet even if I'm not angry.
How do you deal with that?
I try to say how I feel clearly. For example, I'm not upset, I'm just tired.
That's very healthy communication.
It prevents small problems from becoming big ones.
I use I feel sentences.
Like what?
I feel overwhelmed today. I feel tired and need some quiet time.
That's a great pattern for English learners, too.
Yes, it's simple, honest, and clear.
Let's talk about money.
Yes, a sensitive but important topic.
My biggest challenge is small spending.
Little purchases add up.
Exactly. Coffee, snacks, online subscriptions.
What helps you?
I check my spending once a week, not to judge myself, just to understand.
Awareness is powerful.
Yes, when I see the numbers, I make better choices.
My challenge is emotional spending.
Buying things when you're stressed?
Yes. Now I pause and ask, do I need this or am I just tired?
That's a great question.
Let's talk about health.
The challenge everyone knows.
Exercise, sleep, and balance.
My challenge is starting.
Starting exercise?
Yes, once I start, I'm fine.
What helps you start?
Lowering my expectations. I don't say, I will exercise for 1 hour. I say, I will move for 10 minutes.
That's very effective.
10 minutes often becomes 30.
Exactly. Progress starts small.
Of course, many of our viewers are learning English.
Yes, and that is a long-term challenge.
My advice is consistency, not perfection.
Learn a little every day.
Make mistakes. Speak even when you're not confident.
Confidence comes from practice, not before it.
That's an important sentence.
So today, we talked about challenges at every stage of the day.
Morning struggles, work pressure, life after work.
Money, health, relationships, and learning.
The message is simple.
Challenges are normal.
Everyone has them.
What matters is how you respond.
Small steps, realistic solutions.
And being kind to yourself.
Before we go, here's our question for you.
What is one challenge in your life right now?
And what is one small thing that helps you handle it?
Write it in the comments.
Your English doesn't need to be perfect.
We're learning together.
Thank you for spending your time with us today.
We really appreciate you.
Keep practicing,
Keep learning.
and we'll see you in the next episode of Talk Tune English.
Bye, everyone.